Today is Prosecco Day. You could grab the first $12 bottle with Prosecco on the label, but don't. That word can mean industrial-scale bubbles, or grapes farmed by hand on UNESCO-listed hills.
Prosecco is not one thing. Here is how to read the label and buy something more interesting.
First, Prosecco is a place in northeastern Italy, across Veneto and Friuli-Venezia Giulia. Its historic hills lie between Conegliano and Valdobbiadene.
For centuries, both grape and wine were called Prosecco. In 2009, the grape officially became Glera, while Prosecco became a protected geographic name.
The name traces to the village of Prosecco near Trieste. So calling Prosecco a grape is not crazy, just 17 years out of date.
At the broad base is Prosecco DOC, produced across 9 provinces. It is fresh, fruity, affordable, and enjoyable. Nothing wrong with it, but keep reading.
Above DOC, the story branches. One serious branch is Asolo Prosecco Superiore DOCG. Excellent Prosecco does not exist only around Valdobbiadene.
Decanter proved it. Borgo Molino's Asolo Superiore 2025 won gold with 95 points.
The other major DOCG is Conegliano Valdobbiadene Prosecco Superiore, 15 communes where the landscape suddenly becomes dramatic.
Steep ridges are stitched with narrow grassy terraces called ciglioni. Forests and villages fill the valleys. UNESCO recognized this human-shaped landscape in 2019.
Topography changes the wine before fermentation. On the steepest slopes, machines cannot operate. People work by hand. Commercially famous Prosecco can begin with remarkably labor-intensive farming.
Then look for one word, Rive, meaning these steep slopes. A Rive wine comes from one locality. Grapes are handpicked, yields are lower, and the vintage appears on the label.
There are 43 Rive. Here Prosecco behaves like other great European wines. Place matters more than brand size.
Decanter's spectacular example is Il Colle 1978, Rive di Rua di Feletto Extra Brut 2024, Platinum 97 points.
Decanter found apple blossom, pear, peach, citrus, herbs, mineral tension, and a precise finish. Never confuse inexpensive Prosecco with the limits of Prosecco.
Now narrow the map to Cartizze DOCG, just 107 hectares around San Pietro di Barbozza, Santo Stefano, and Saccol.
The consortium calls Cartizze the denomination's absolute top quality. It is not everyone's automatic favorite, it is Prosecco reduced to one tiny landscape.
Bisol 1542's Cartizze Dry 2025 earned gold and 95 points. Yes, it says dry. That leads to wine's most ridiculous sweetness vocabulary.
Brut is driest. Extra dry is sweeter. Dry is sweeter again. Yes, extra dry is sweeter than Brut. Wine terminology seems designed to repel customers.
Why not champagne flavors? Champagne's second fermentation happens inside each bottle. Long yeast contact creates toast, brioche, bread dough, and nuts.
Most Prosecco uses the Martinotti-Charmat method. Second fermentation happens in a pressurized tank. The wine is filtered under pressure and bottled with carbon dioxide dissolved.
This is not cheap champagne. It is technology for a different objective. Champagne encourages yeast complexity. Prosecco protects Glera's fruit and flowers.
Think pear, green apple, white peach, blossom, and citrus. The tank method is efficient, and it suits the grape.
Try 3 bottles. First, Prosecco. DOC. Fresh apple, pear, flowers, easy pleasure.
Second, Conegliano Valdobbiadene Superiore, preferably Rive. Taste what happens when the area becomes smaller and the hillside specific.
Third, Cartizze. Do not ask only, is it better? Ask whether you taste the progression from category to region to hillside.
Today's scorecard, Il Colle Rive, 97, Platinum. Bisol Cartizze and Borgo Molino Asolo, both 95, Gold. 3 wines revealing extraordinary range.
Celebrate Prosecco Day by reading the label. Find DOCG. Find Conegliano Valdobbiadene. Look for Rive. Someday, find Cartizze.
Prosecco may be the world's everyday sparkling wine. That does not mean all Prosecco is everyday wine.
Your challenge? Find a Prosecco you have never tried. Start with DOC, climb to DOCG, seek Rive, and save Cartizze for the hilltop.